Hello and welcome back to Street Talk. I'm your host, Mheshimiwa Benda. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for siding with us. If there's such a word. Thank you and thank you and thank you again. If you are new, make sure that you subscribe. This is Street Talk. We talk much about what is happening in our society today and what is on our headlines. Trying to help one another here and there in terms of unemployment and finding something you can just bring on the table through interviews, through supporting talents and all that, through support, entertainment and everything else. So today I have a very good and well-programmed show ahead of you. So today my guest, he's a MCA candidate. He was an MCA candidate 2017 Kenyan Award. He is still in 2022 an MP aspirant 2022. I guess somewhere in Kiambu. He's a businessman and an entrepreneur. He's also an intellectual. Amesoma sana, akona ma degrees, intellect, yes. He's a supervisor of a government initiative, Kazi Mtaani, in Kiambu County. He will be telling us a little more about that. He's a born leader. He's a youth leader. He's a religious man and a church leader. He's a talented and a visionary leader. He's a political analyst. He's an activist. And also an activist. So this is the right guy to discuss with me the 4 issues that we have today. 1, impeachment of Governor Sonko. 2, we will be talking about maybe Ugandan politics. Then we will be talking of corona vaccine. Then we have seen doctor strikes, nurse strikes, na of course kuna hii fees increment by triple, increasewa by mara 3. So atatuelezea hizo zote hapa kwa Street Talk. Without much ado, just before we go to our first topic, I will allow my guest to say hi to my viewers. So welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm privileged to be hosted in this show. I've seen it, I've subscribed, I've viewed it, and I love visiting your shows all the time. And this is the limelight of the streets. This is all the content that all the Kenyans need to view. It is very supportive, and I feel very much welcome.
Thank you so much. So my cameraman will allow me to. So over the last, I think 6 days or 5 days, we have seen the 88 MCAs that took part in voting the impeachment of our governor Mike Sonko pale. You remember that 2017 Mike Sonko alivotiwa na kura mingi sana, about 800,000 votes. But sahi wanasema atoke nje. Sonko tried to stop the vote through a court order, but haikuwezekana. Hadi tuliona alikuwa amepeleka 57 MCAs to Kwale. The same Sonko. The speaker for Nairobi, Benson Mutura, hata yeye akasema motion iendelee, Sonko atolewe, na wakavota akatolewa. You will also remember about Sonko surviving in February. Ilikuwa imejaribiwa tena kuimpeachiwa. Na tumeona impeachment ya Waititu, tumeona impeachment ya Governor Anne Waiguru na zingine mingi za kuna Mwangi Iria bado walikuwa wamejaribu kuimpeachiwa. Senate leo, I think today, yes, Senate proposes a special meeting to hear the Sonko impeachment case. Na wakasikizana leo, ikapeana 10 days na Nairobi County Assembly and Governor Sonko to be given a full day of hearing. So watapewa time ya kusikizwa, pia wao wajitoe kwa hii maneno kama ni ukweli ama si ukweli. So it's either preliminary or Senate will sit to vote. So my guest, I think you are still preparing yourself on this matter. You are going to contribute. You are going to tell us more about this impeachment. Sonko, will Sonko fight a way out of his impeachment? We want to really understand what will happen to Mike Sonko. The accusations by Michael Oganda, the MCA, zilikuwa kama gross violation of the constitution and other laws, abuse of office, then we had commission of crimes under national laws, then we lacking mental capability to run the county government. Ni ukweli, si ni watu wa Nairobi walimvoti na hizo kura zote. So we want to really to understand kwa nini saa hii wanataka kumvote out. Then majority leader Abdi Guyo pia akasema Sonko akwende home. You also remember about Sonko hana deputy governor juu yule Polycarp Igathe alitoka. I think ilikuwa 2017 hapo mwisho, hata hakukaa miezi 3 hivyo, but alikuwa ameappoint Miguna. The same Miguna alikuwa wapi? Canada, alideportiwa. So welcome my guest. Welcome.
Okay, thank you.
So explain to us, tell us a little more about the knowledge that you have. I know you are an activist.
Yeah.
You are capable of telling us what is happening in Nairobi.
That's a good question. And if you want to understand what is happening in Nairobi, you must understand what the county carries. You know, Nairobi County is the capital city of Kenya. And being a capital city, it carries all the government offices. And not just offices, the headquarters of all government departments are in Nairobi County. So having a governor who is a subject to all that, you know, Nairobi County is the main gate. We have the Kenya Airways in Nairobi, so it is the main gate of the connection between Kenya and the rest of the world. So when you are talking about Nairobi, you are talking about a vital organ of this nation.
True.
And Governor Sonko, all the accusations that are laid after the governor, they are all legal. He has failed to perform according to the expectations. And when you look at the other side, we have the duties that the governor is loaded upon. I won't say, though he knew that the duties he knew before fighting for the seat, he was sure and he knew what Nairobi is. But when you look at the accusations and when you look at the duties that are put upon the governor, the expectation you have upon the goals, on a sober mind, there must be some sparks in there.
So Mr. Kevin, will you justify now, you say that the impeachment should go on?
Yeah.
You say that the impeachment to go on.
They should have done it long ago. Because what we expect the governor of Nairobi to offer, he cannot. The same Kidero was there. There was complaint all over. People said Kidero never performed. But there's a problem.
So what
Nairobi should be a metropolitan. And there's something that the government this time is trying to bring to the people of Nairobi about making Nairobi County a metropolitan. Because making all these subjects under one person, let's say we are not comfortable about that.
But I see, I saw sometimes back, ile signature walieka about with President Kenyatta. Badi akapewa huyu Mohamed Badi, the general commander, akapewa hiyo kazi ya so many things like my development alipewa. Exactly. But sasa Sonko akapewa hizi kidogo. Does that means hata hizi kidogo zimemlemea? Bana, hizi kidogo zimemlemea.
I don't mean that way.
Kama hizo za agriculture amepewa.
We have not been given, you know, time defines everything. Yes. We have not been given enough time to define whether Governor Sonko has done according to what the expectations. the time has not. It was just another day. The president brought this guy, so we are not sure about it. We cannot say the governor has failed. It is very early. It is very early. Let's give him time.
Then you are contradicting us because in one way you are supporting the impeachment, in the other way.
Let me tell you, I'm supporting the impeachment right away because I know the governor cannot provide. He cannot sustain Nairobi being himself.
So what do you suggest? Iache kuwa county ama igawanishwe mara mbili tukue na counties mbili?
It is either Nairobi be divided
ama kusikue na governor.
It is either they divide Nairobi into smaller parts, smaller administrative organs that will be run by the office of the president, so that we can make Nairobi the real main gate between, because Nairobi, as I told you earlier, Nairobi is the main gate, is the entrance of the world to Kenya.
Okay.
So let's not forget what Nairobi is.
So let us wait for that committee. Maybe we will see what will happen with Nairobi. But of course, Governor Sonko will now also try to defend himself in 10 days time.
He must defend himself.
Tutaona kama ananyanyaswa pia yeye. Lazima tumtetee, pia yeye ni mwananchi. Na zile accusations zenye zimepelekwa pale Senate kwa Lusaka zikisikizwa vizuri, ionekane hana shida, kama Governor Iguru ataendelea na kazi yake.
Sonko knows very well he cannot deliver and he will not deliver to the expectations.
Okay, we leave
according
that
to the duties,
yes,
and the responsibilities that are given to the Nairobi governor.
Yes,
he knows. He will. I know he is going there, and he is already in court to stop this.
So KK, to talk a little about Ugandan politics. Tumeona mwagaji wa damu pale.
You know, Uganda politics, things about Bob Wine, sometimes it's not funny. We are seeing Uganda shed blood all the day. And the leadership
Museveni amekatalia kiti.
Museveni is fighting the youth leadership, but our time is now. Our time is now. He should allow a fair, transparent election. Let the Ugandans go to the ballot. Let the person they will choose to be their president be the one. So Museveni bring these contradictions of fighting people, using excessive pressure to people. That is not legal. And I don't know why the human rights and the UN and all these people, I think this should have been already intervened.
Yeah. Does that mean Africans bado hatujakuwa democratic in a way?
Sure. We are not yet democratic.
So we are like we are still navigating through dictatorship, kind of.
We are not sure of what we want.
Because in one of his tweets, Bobby Wine said that he knew Museveni when he was 4 years old. He was still a president of Uganda.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Does that mean we don't have a competent leader in Uganda who can take, not necessarily Bobby Wine, but any other person?
Exactly that. That is a good question. That's a good follow-up. But Uganda is not like Kenya. And Uganda is not like other countries like South Africa. There are countries that have matured their democracy. And still there are countries that are still maturing their democracy. So maybe sometimes the Ugandans are fighting for their democracy. But once they get it, they fight the dictatorship. The government will be very stable, because let's have a president who is exchanging the terms. Let's not have a rigid president that I will meet you there when I'm 4 years old, and I'll still come when I'm a youth. You are still the president. I get a family. I'm in my 35s. I get in my 50s. You are still the president. You retire in your president when you die. Let's not go to that. Let's not go to that extent.
Okay. Now we are still fighting the pandemic. Don't forget that. And we have high hopes. There are so many vaccines. Kuna ya UK, US, kuna zingine nasikia hadi concussions ziko almost 90% effective. do you think Kenyans wataichukulia hiyo vaccine kwa urahisi ama tutaipata lini kama wa Kenya ndo vitu zetu zirudi normal, Mr. KK?
According to the vaccine, so far in East Africa, I think we are still in the third world countries. That is the reality. So what we are seeing today, the Americans, we saw the vaccine being launched in USA. It has been launched in other countries, in France. In Africa, the country that I've seen just nearing to launch the vaccination is South Africa. So you can follow the thread that we are following.
Okay, thank you, Mr. KK. I hope you are enjoying the show. Mr. KK, comment about the doctor strike na nurse strikes. Watu wanaagamia mahospitalini. Ngoja, sasa niulize kwa moyo mkujufu na roho safi. Wewe uliitiwa kazi kama daktari. Wewe kumbuka, wewe si mwalimu. Kumbuka wewe unaangalia maisha ya binadamu. What makes you so much inhuman to leave a dying patient there just because that you're not paid your salaries, then you go on strike? How pesa ni muhimu kuliko uhai ama pia wao washughulikiwa wako na rights zao? What's happening?
When you look at that angle, comparing money and life, you may not get the point. On the other hand, you can see the doctor there. They are going to work, and you can see it is some counties. Some counties there's no strike. They are very comfortable. Some counties the nurses complain all over. There are strikes all over.
Yeah, so health was involved. Yeah.
Health, it is according to the county. So you must look on both sides, because the common mwananchi is suffering. The doctors are suffering.
But wengine wao hawajalipwa for close to 2 years. Almost 2 years.
This is what I'm telling you. The common mwananchi akienda pale hospitalini apate hakuna daktari, anaumia.
Na sasa huyu daktari juu sasa lazima
na yeye daktari, yes, when his account reads 0 for 2 to 3 months, he's also suffering. He is suffering. So the problem is not with these two. Let's not blame these two. You cannot blame the doctor and you cannot blame the mwananchi. So the problem is with the county government.
But the county government have not received the disbursement of funds from the treasury. From the treasury hakuna pesa imerisiwa.
So and why is it some counties?
I heard Governor Karanja saying that money will be disbursed. So counties wakue,
even the criteria of allocating this money to these counties, because you can see the doctors in a certain county, they are striking. They have not been paid for 4 months, and yet they have made a budget for let's prioritize on health. Let's not just keep other even though it is development, let's give the first priority to where it is deserved. Let's prioritize on health. Health is not a joking matter.
Hawana PPE. We have seen doctors suffering and dying of coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly that. That is something we see all over in the news.
So walipwe pesa. Remember, Kenya has no money.
Who said we have no money? We have the national exactly. The minister said another day that the national treasury is experiencing problem of shortage of funds. But still there's a budget that was made, and the counties have not planned 0. So it is according to what you are prioritizing on. So let's not I'm not saying that road construction is bad, whether cross construction and all other kind of development should be stopped, but let's prioritize on health.
Thank you very much. That was my host, my guest. I'm your host, Mheshimiwa Bendawa. But just before I let him go, I know he's a strong supporter of the dream. Nyoka imesema On a lighter note, the BBI document bill proposes that there'll be a 4 years grace period ya watu wa hell, but tumesikia rumors fees of university students itatripoliwa mara 3. Mnatupiga Kiswahili, si ndio? Mnatupiga Kiswahili.
Si Kiswahili hapa, Kiswahili kusema tunawapiga Kiswahili, but ukiangalia the help, they are putting a 4 years grace period, so ukimaliza shule you'll stay for a 4 years period before uanze kulipa. So the government is giving a privilege to students when they complete their studies. They have a period of getting along with people, getting along with the nation, and you can allocate some resources. Maybe some people get the jobs.
True, it's true. What about now increment of fee? Kwa nini mnataka kunyanyasa mwananchi mwenye ako pale chini?
Personally, to the polling, the increment of fees, I don't support that. But I can support a double. You know why they are increasing the fees? The fees has remained, the amount of money paid by this student has remained rigid from 1994. It have not, you know, the value of money in Kenya have changed. It have not been changed. It has still remained rigid. So right now, if they just put halfway, just a double, 32, it's okay. Let's not go for 48.
Thank you, my guest. Thank you, my guest. That was KK alias Kelvin Karanja, na umemsikiza vile amesema. We will still be following up on him, na tutaona mengi na atatuelezea mambo mingi pale kwa serikali, juu ako kwa serikali na he's part of this government. Atatuelezea maneno mingi. Thank you for viewing. Thank you everyone. Continue subscribing. Hapa ni kwa Mheshimiwa Bendawa na iwake.